Hi cuties. So as of late, I have been eyeballs deep into my monitor playing Cronos: The New Dawn. Now, this is Bloober Team's latest horror game after their incredibly successful Silent Hill 2 remake that proved they can actually make a good horror video game, y'all. I mean, I wasn't a fan of much of their earlier stuff, but the love and care they dumped into Silent Hill 2 showed me they truly do have what it takes. That's why when they announced Cronos shortly after, I was excited to dive in because they forced me at gunpoint to be a fan. I mean, Cronos is coming just a single year after the Silent Hill 2 remake, so I assume they were cooking on it at the same time, which is just super cool. Regardless, what they made this time around is on a different side of the survival horror spectrum, as it deals with sci-fi retro futuristic themes. You bounce back and forth between the 80s and the past, and back to the future, no pun intended. Before I start yapping about how much I'm loving this game, let me just tell you guys I am not going to spoil anything major in terms of the story. I just want to discuss the things that I'm enjoying and not enjoying. And as far as the basic premise goes, you play as this woman named the Traveler, and your goal is to collect essences from people in the past and then bring them to the future. I will let you play the game to see how the harvesting of an essence is done, but yeah, as you go along, you collect more essences, and you're sort of haunted by their memories and such, and the whispering in your ear gets super creepy, once again likening itself to Dead Space, by the way. I don't want to say too much about the story itself, but there are some really cool cutscenes as well, and there are dialogue options too, but I'm not sure yet if they do anything because I haven't beat it, but I am close. One more thing before we get started as well, I'm going to compare this to Dead Space a lot because just look at it. So I mean, fair warning, I guess. But let's just get into the gameplay and stuff. Firstly, the presentation is remarkable here. The first few areas and sections are these dilapidated apartment building ruins that totally gave me Woodside apartment vibes, I hate to say it. But you'll be walking around reading notes, and the environmental storytelling is awesome. They really paint the picture of what happened to this Polish town that was hit with a virus plague thing. There's a lot of references to our most recent Rona epidemic, you know, so I mean, I'm sure they were thinking about that when developing this game. The puzzle solving isn't anything that's gonna create new wrinkles in your brain, but it's engaging enough to keep you interested. It's got the classic horror game essential tropes like the bolt cutters and reading notes so you can find safe codes or whatnot. You get this tool as well that allows you to shift the environment around to navigate through areas you couldn't otherwise, which is super duper cool. Sometimes it's for the story, and other times you can access hidden areas for extra loot and whatnot. The loot you find could be resources for crafting or currency to help upgrade your character at a workbench. You can tinker with your weapon's damage, you can upgrade your suit, it's got all that stuff. The puzzles are serviceable here, but I just love a good old note reading session in my horror video game, so I am all for it personally. I just love how the character will log things to herself out loud, which is reminiscent of Returnal for me personally.